Right, so it's day 2 of SCS Formulate here in Coventry, UK. I'm now with Angus Robertson, who's the head of sales at Oat. Oat, if I'm right, are purely selling oat and oat-derived cosmetic ingredients. Is that right?
That's right, yeah. So we have a provenance and experience in breeding, the genomics of oat, and oats have been used for thousands of years for skincare applications.
Yeah.
In fact, they were mentioned by Pliny the Elder back in ancient Rome,
Really?
where he was talking about them being used for things like acne.
Wow.
In the 1940s, Aveeno created a product called colloidal oatmeal. Colloidal oatmeal is really very finely ground oats, but were originally developed because it's traditional to use oats in baths.
Yep.
When you had indoor plumbing and you pulled the plug, the oats would clog the pipes. So the colloidal oatmeal allowed the oat to be drained with the water without clogging the pipes.
Okay.
And then someone realised that you could actually entrain that into an emulsion and form a cream that gave the same results. And what oats do, they actually help reduce inflammation. They contain molecules that act like antihistamines, and they do the same thing. They reduce cytokine production.
Yeah.
Oats also contain molecules that moisturise,
Yes.
and they have a particular type of beta-glucan which has the capability of not only binding water to the surface of the skin,
Right.
because it migrates through the stratum corneum, it forms a great deal of humectancy as well.
Okay.
And then also in oats there's some really interesting lipids. So you've got things like ceramides and phospholipids, which are skin identical, and we've created complexes of these lipids that give really wide efficacy. So just taking out one of those molecules will give you a limited form of efficacy, but when you mix phospholipids and ceramides and sterols and basically all the fatty acids found in the stratum corneum,
Yeah.
it gives really good barrier protection.
Okay, good, very good. So, in the November issue, the latest issue of Personal Care magazine, we have an article about EcoPep, which is your new peptide. Would you explain more about this? A bit of a departure, isn't it, for this one?
This is a big departure for us. First of all, it's the first time we've really focused on a single group of molecules, the peptides, but we've also used biotech in order to create what is a 100% pure peptide powder.
Right.
So this is fully water soluble, and it's in a form that's really never been seen before, except in things like copper peptides. But unlike copper peptides, these are white, they form clear colourless liquids rather than blue liquids, and they are very effective. They can penetrate through the skin, they stimulate collagen production, elastin production, and our initial tranche of data is really focused on the hair and the scalp.
Right.
As you can see, I'm no hair care expert, but I do understand the scalp, and what this does is it stimulates these fibres,
Yes.
these proteins,
Yes.
and what they do is they help to anchor the hair fibres into the scalp. So we've done some really interesting studies where we've looked at hair fall, where particularly you've been stressed. So, for instance, postpartum, after a lady's given
Hair
birth.
loss, you mean? Falling out.
Hair fall as opposed to hair loss.
Sorry.
Because with hair loss, we're talking about something that's permanent.
Sorry.
And as you can see, I have tried it. It didn't work. But with hair fall, what you're trying to do is you're trying to change the length of the different aspects of the hair growth cycle, particularly the anagen and the telogen cycles. If you can extend those, then the hair stays in the scalp for longer, and that results in a higher number of hair follicles per centimetre squared.
Right.
But the other thing that it does, it actually helps to thicken the hair fibre itself. So as we get older and we're under stress, the actual hair fibres become thinner. And what we found is that in formulations, the EcoPep actually helps to increase the hair fibre by about 3 times. So it thickens the hair fibre, it increases the number of hair follicles per centimetre on the scalp, and that looks like you've got a fuller head of hair even when you're under stress and you're beginning to see increased hair fall. And we did see a big reduction in hair fall, and that was measured by what was coming out on the brush and what was coming out when you were washing your hair.
And so, is it just for hair and scalp care, or are there potential other applications?
This is the current data. We will soon be launching some skincare data. And the skincare data is going to be really exciting because there's going to be some very powerful anti-aging and pro-aging aspects. But I can't give you too much information about that at the moment.
When do you think that may be
that
available?
will be? We're hoping to launch that around in cosmetics in 2025.
It's April in Amsterdam.
April in Amsterdam.
Something to look forward to. Thank you very much, Angus. Thanks very much.